Yo, what's good, y'all? Back with another video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let's get straight into it. So this is what we've all been waiting for at this point. When a trial is going on, the jurors can't speak. Now that the trial is over, they can speak freely. The case is done. So one of the jurors, this guy right here, he said a few things about the trial that was pretty interesting. Y'all remember all we heard before was that that Diddy was just staring the jurors down. They're like, oh, he was trying to intimidate them, and the judge let him know, like, bro, if you keep doing that, like, you're not gonna be inside the courtroom while the case is going on. Like, stop trying to intimidate the jury. So this is what this guy had to say about the freak offs. They let the jury see videos of the freak offs. This is his feedback. What y'all think?
One side, and it was definitely riveting and eye-opening.
What did you see on the videos? You know, the press wasn't able to see it in real time.
Yeah. No, I mean they were showing some of the. Well, I mean there was both the freak offs and hotel nights, as they were called, from both of them. But it was.
Were they showing those videos?
They showed, well, again, you know, the defense and the prosecution showed different clips, so they were very selective. Like the prosecution was showing more, you know, just Cassie just sitting around.
The defense showed that.
Defense showed that, yeah.
Just her sitting around not engaging in sexual activity.
Yes.
The prosecution, when you had to have your headphones on and otherwise, what were you seeing then?
There was sexual activity, but I mean, it wasn't really,
was it force?
No, it didn't seem forced. It was actually like pretty tame.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she?
It was just a lot of rubbing oil and stuff on there. It wasn't anything too, you know, graphic.
So that's what he had to say. It wasn't anything too graphic. And he said it was eye-opening. That was the first thing he said. Because we were all thinking, oh, it was going to be these crazy videos of Diddy dragging Cassie by her hair into the freak off and, you know, slapping her in the face with baby oil and doing all of these crazy things. He said it was really chill. Let's see what the comments had to say about that video, and then next I'll go ahead and show y'all what he had to say about one of the other things that took place during the trial. So somebody said the jurors got to hear everything, look through all of the evidence, and watch the videos, yet y'all still out here talking about they got it wrong based off of a hotel video. I think a lot of people are feeling like they owe Diddy an apology, bro. I think a lot of people are thinking that, because they painted him out to be this little weirdo that was forcing girls to have sex and all of these crazy ass things. Whole time seemed like he was abusive, and that's really fucked up, to abuse anybody. But it seems like he was not all of those other creepy things that they made him out to be. It seems like he's just a foul ass nigga that puts his hand on his girl. So somebody said, her, what did you see on the video? Is me, so boom. Stupid. He said it's mid compared to what he watches. Somebody said she wanted it, she enjoyed it. Next, in all caps. Somebody said one word, consensual. Somebody said we need a better explainer. Yeah, dude was like fucking stuttering and like, bro, give us all of the fucking details, bro. Like, he did hold back on that shit. Somebody said adult entertainment, when is the Playboy Mansion investigation? I guess they didn't see that whole documentary that's out right now on the Playboy Mansion, that they were saying that there was a lot of shit going on over there. Somebody said, I hope he got paid, because if I'm a juror, I'm getting a bag from this. Well, when you go to jury duty, regardless, they pay you, so I guess, yeah, whatever. So somebody said, free Diddy, she's no victim. She was a willing participant in her own trauma. Sis dried them tears with Rolls Royce handkerchiefs. Somebody said, I don't know why out of all of the jurors they picked one that looks like he committed more crimes than Diddy allegedly. Oh shit. Somebody said, I knew he was gonna do an interview. All right, so that's the comments on the first video. Let's check out what else this guy had to say. Let's see.
That one.
It made you think, I don't believe this.
There was one that I think unanimously we kind of all said like, wow, like it was almost like watching like TV. It was like, like when I think her name was Dawn Richard, the one. When she on cross examination, I mean, I never saw such a cross examination. It was very impressive to watch.
What was it about it?
I think just how the defense, got into her and really made her, look very not credible. I mean, I even wrote in my notebook that it was like a takedown.
Really? And that was pretty early on.
That was pretty early on.
From the were there any?
All right, so shout out Don Richards. Yeah, they looked at her like a damn liar. They said straight up she went up there. She was saying this. The defense was saying that. They tore her apart early on. And from there, it was basically like the whole case they felt like was going downhill. So let's check out some of the comments. Somebody said the jury was mostly men. That's exactly why Diddy got away so easily. I got to disagree with that. I really got to disagree with that because I feel like even the men were on some shit like, yo, we got to protect women. What Diddy's doing isn't right. We got to make sure everybody's good. You shouldn't take advantage of people just because you have money, you have power and status. This isn't cool. I think a lot of guys were really behind the victims, but it just kind of got a little confusing when it was looking like they were willing participants, bro. Like, you got the one girl, she went up there and she was like, yo, she got love for Diddy. She's like, Diddy looked out for me plenty of times, and she was supposed to be one of the victims. You got Cassie in text messages saying she want to have a freak off, telling Diddy to set up a damn freak off. So I think that's when it got confusing, where the men and I think a lot of the women kind of, went the other way. Like, all right, well, I don't know about this. I don't think it's like a gender thing where it's like men just don't care about women and we just didn't want to protect women. I don't think so. So somebody else said Dawn overplayed her broke hand. Yo, y'all gotta chill. Somebody said, I believe this. Her and Jane Doe. Somebody said every witness they put up there was not credible. Somebody said, can we please get a juror who can actually articulate their thoughts more clearly and offer a more detailed explanation? The fourth grade level commentary isn't cutting it. We need someone who can express themselves with depth and clarity. I agree with this 1,000%. I'm only posting this video on this clown because he's the first juror that's actually saying something. But I can't wait until we get a more, like she said, a juror that's just a lot more articulate, bro, because this is not cutting it. Let me see. Somebody said defense was top tier. Somebody said Dawn thought her testimony was going to carry her to relevance. The jury did an excellent job. Somebody says Dawn's testimony was laughable. They roasted her on the stand. She better be careful because Diddy will send them folks her way. Somebody said, I'm not going to hold y'all, but that man is guilty of everything that he did. His team was just better manipulators than the government. That's pretty much what they have to say. So they're saying that Diddy had some people saying Diddy had a great defense team. Other people are like, hey man, they're kind of glad the way it played out because it was a cash grab. What do y'all think based on what one of the jurors had to say? Do y'all feel like it was very clear in that courtroom that these were not victims, that Diddy needed to be let go? He did not deserve to spend the rest of his life in prison. It was a cash grab, or do y'all feel like they got it wrong? The system is crooked. This was a huge mistake. Y'all let me know. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. Until next time, y'all, I'm out.